I want to return to the fears that Labor's again sending all the wrong messages when it comes to border security, with news today that some 2,000 partners and family members of illegal asylum seekers have been granted visas to come to Australia. Now, this has all occurred within the space of the last 2 years under the Albanese government and stems from Labor's disastrous handling of our borders under the Rudd-Gillard era, when some 50,000 people arrived on people smuggling boats to our north. Joining me now to discuss this, Shadow Immigration Minister Dan Tehan. Well, it's taken a while, Dan, but they've got the outcome that the people smugglers sold them, didn't they? Life in Australia, access, welfare, Medicare, the whole box and dice. And now they've got citizenship on the way for them and all their extended family.
That's exactly right, Peter. And the sad reality is that we know the people smugglers will be using this now to advertise their wicked trade. So having had this trade successfully shut down under the coalition, what we're seeing now is it's starting to start up again, and the government just can't help sending more and more signals to the people smugglers. And we're seeing more and more attempts to get asylum seekers to Australia. And it is of deep, deep concern. And when you put this also with the numbers that we're starting to see of people coming in by plane and failing with their asylum seeker claims and the government not being able to remove any, it just shows that it doesn't matter when it is, Labor always makes a mess of immigration.
Remind us of what happened here, Dan, because these people came illegally. They were put onto temporary protection visas. It was supposed to never give them the right to stay here. They were supposed to go home. Many of them appealed their decisions all the way through to the top. They were found never to be refugees. How do they get off TPVs and get this permanent visa outcome?
Well, Anthony Albanese, before the last election, said that he would get rid of TPVs, and his former hapless immigration minister, Andrew Giles, said, OK, well, I will do that, and began putting them on the process to permanent residency. And now, as part of that process, it looks like that they are bringing in family with them. And the thing that I think that the questions need to be asked of, especially of the new minister, Tony Burke, is, has this all been done properly? Are there people who've been waiting to get family members into Australia? What has it meant for them? Because there's not unlimited numbers that the government brings in, especially on family and partner visas, and they need to be answering questions. Does this mean that others have had to wait as a result? And everything about it just sends that signal to the people smugglers. Not only can we get people to Australia, will we be able to get them on that permanent residency pathway, but also now it seems that you might be shown favour when it comes to bringing family and partners in as well.
Dan, just on another issue I've got you. Last night I spoke to Sarah Henderson about a Teal candidate that's standing against you. Alex Dyson's his name. He's running for your seat of Wannon and he wants to be in the federal parliament. She took issue with his suitability as a candidate because he was part of a radio segment on the ABC that invited listeners to link everyday topics to Adolf Hitler. This was a segment, others were involved of course, but his co-host Tom Ballard attempted to link wind farms to the fan-forced Nazi ovens. Here's a bit of what they said.
Yeah. You do wind farms, fans, you know, you have a fan in an oven, and then maybe...
Fan-forced, no. No.
Yeah, no, I don't see where you're going with that.
Thank you very much, Gabby. Stay on the line and we will get you some prizes.
Thanks, Gabby. Cheers.
I think Tom was glad that we didn't see where he was going.
Yeah.
Look, the ABC apologised at the time. Your opponent did not apologise. He's apologising now in a way that it's all been picked up. He says it was inappropriate, it was in bad taste. He regrets that he didn't intervene sooner. You know, surely this disqualifies someone to run for federal parliament.
Well, the Teals stand on integrity, Peter, as you know. And if they stand on integrity, well then serious questions need to be asked about this teal. That's all I'll say. My focus is always on my community, the community of Wannon. We've had bushfires. There's bushfires at the moment. We've got a really dry spell. Farmers are crying out for water, and the federal government is failing to be able to deliver pipelines they promised to them. This is my focus, right on my electorate. But if the Teals are running on integrity, well, that segment, I think, says a lot about the Teals.